And go live. You are live. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to a stream of programming today. I decided to work on my Tetris project. I mentioned a couple of times that I have something like a Tetris going on. I don't even know in which branch I am. Rework, okay, branch rework. Yeah, a couple of months ago I started doing a Tetris clone. A Tetris clone, but in Pygame. I don't know if you know that package, but it got all convoluted, and I realized that I'm somehow using it more like learning the Pygame basics than actually programming a Tetris engine. And now I started rework that I throw everything out of the window, and I want to first make the Tetris engine as a backend, as a core of the game, and focus later on the UI implementation in Pygame. So what I'm focusing on now is the core, and what I started with is randomness, because you need a random. Basically, for Tetris, you want a random piece generator, something which would provide us random pieces. And we know that every programming language, every computer, what it does is pseudo-random. It's not truly random. So I was thinking how we could make a true random thing. Oh, hello guys, hello Gabor. no racing, no. But true randomness is provided by random.org, and this thing, which one am I using? I'm actually not random.org. I'm using my email here, but password I'm using, I guess, this one. Hello. Oops. Yeah, true, because they don't want actually not this, but they want this thing. Yeah, and they have a true random engine, and they have an API how to use it, and that's what I did last time. So so what my code does right now, does it do anything? Program ended, program started, parsed arguments. Okay, so it does something. And if I'm sure I had something like I have to actually check where I left off last time when I didn't stream this. I'm sure. And three. Okay, generators. I have a random org generator. Okay, so I see. So I basically, I think I wrote this random org module. Which uses a modified random org client. Let me check. Python, that's PDB. Okay, now I can quit this. Python import Erdo client. Yeah, it works okay. No. So I'm using a modified version of the random.org client to actually fetch random numbers from random.org. And then I have a little thing here. So yeah, I can basically only have something like source, absolutris, and then generators, because there will eventually be more than a random org thing. And if I run my random org pi thing, then it kind of generates here numbers from 0 to 6, you see. And my quota is how much quota I have in this API with this API key per day. So it's something like 250,000 bits worth of randomness, and it seems to be okay. I might even have a log file of this if I'm correct. My logging engine might be already running here. Yep, we have this debug log, which is okay, which is not too much. Maybe I should do something like print quota, print number. Okay, let's do print number, and let's say something like log or logger. Is it like logger debug? I hope I have a logger defined. Yeah, I have a logger defined. Logger debug. Basically number, and then I say okay, let's do a formatted string here. Let's say we want first the number, and then we say quota, and then we say search check quota. Okay, and this we don't need. Okay, so if I run this now, we see only random numbers coming, and the main thing is that these numbers keep coming very at an even pace, you know. So there is some buffering which prefetches random numbers from random.org and then kind of forwards it to this. So we have a source of random numbers, which is good. And my log file now, hello. Why is the log file not written? This is strange. Why didn't it write in the log file? I don't know. Yeah, maybe because my logger is not set up properly. Anyway, I think it has something to do with this entry. If I just modify my entry thing, my entry function, CLI start, program started, CLI starts. Okay, then there is a breakpoint, and instead of a breakpoint we can say that there is from absolutris logger config Well, I need to see if I can import my random engine. So what is this? You have some comments, I see. Have you ever thought about creating mods, David? Yes, I did think about it, but I decided not to create any mods. I just don't have. You mean mods for like RPG games like Morrowind or Skyrim? But no. And Justarico says, "Isn't true randomness a bit overkill for Tetris?" Yes, it may be, but I want to have it as an option. So, doesn't this always force online though? Justarico, yes, it does. Well, but it doesn't have to. I'm not sure. I mean, you could have something like we could implement something like prefetching I don't know how many numbers and store them in a local data file, and then basically read the numbers of the data file and kind of mark those ones which are used. Somehow it can be implemented that it can prefetch like, I don't know, 10,000 random numbers, and you'd have like 10,000 pieces reserve, which you could play offline for many games. But I don't know. I don't mind having it always online to connect to random.org. But what I'm concerned now is actually with logging, because that's what I wanted to see here. So entry, I'm editing now the entry.py, which is kind of the entry point into the whole program. And for command line start, I wanted to parse the arguments from the command line, and then at some point end. But I also want this to kind of load the random.org client, and I realized that no return is actually wrong. I learned recently something about typing. It is these typing hints. If I should use no return only if the function never returns, and my understanding until now was that if it returns none, it's basically no return. But this function returns none, so I should say it returns none rather than that it has no return, because this function will run and then it will return. And here it actually doesn't even return none. It does return some sort of a parser thing, right? So it actually returns a parser object. Oh, no, actually it does return parse args. My goodness, what is parse args? Of what an object is it? Parse args. I think parse args is a list. Arg parse. Will return an object with two attributes, integers and accumulates. Yeah, but what kind of object is it actually? So if I say so trace and we give it some arguments, I don't know, like 1, 2, some string, then it will complain probably. Name parser is not defined. Yeah, sure. Parser is not defined. Right. So I don't know what it returns. I say a list. Unrecognized arguments. Okay, so it can recognize T and S and V, whatever. So we invoke it like minus T minus S minus V. Okay, so here we have the parse args, and let's see what is. I suspect bullshit here. Because this Python debugger has some one letter commands which you can't use as variable names. So here we go. So it returns a namespace argument, a namespace object. So parse args is actually a namespace object. Parsed args. Argparse namespace. Okay, so that is what we need as a type hint. So we need argparse namespace. This is what the function returns. So that's it. And yeah, hello Barkas. Yeah, well, it's not Tetris yet. Currently, it's just a random number generator, which is about to get more meaningful soon. I'm just trying to put the logging together here. So program started, and then we have breakpoints. So here I whoa, what did I just do? Here I wanted to do something like writing the command line arguments which it has parsed into my configuration. So yeah, we will try liquid debugging and start again. So it is now online before executing this program ended line. So we can actually see that we have a config object, and the config object, it's like a custom object I created for configuration, and I think it should have logger debug CLI parsed argument config CLI. So under config CLI I should have the namespace object. Yeah, exactly. So I can access the I can access the command line arguments which I evoked, absolutris, which absolutris being the name of my Tetris implementation, which I invoked with. They are stored in the config CLI. So stats true, stats means statistics, text true. I don't know. I think text, this -t is like running in text mode. Don't even start Pygame graphical user interface and then run everything in text mode. And verbose true. Okay, so this seems to work. I can stop debugging now or continue or run or something. Program ended. Exit, exit. Okay, continue. Good. Program quit. So this seems to work. And I check my log. And the log file says something like yes. Okay, this is the log file, which is okay. And now I would like to actually actually do some stuff here. And by that I mean maybe write these random numbers to a log file first, just to see that the logging works. Start, stats, so then can I import here? So how can I import from generators? I have I think I need to do something like from absolutris import wait a moment, how is my generators module done? From import random org. I don't know, what if I run Python and I say import absolutris generators random org. Oh yeah, it does something. Good. So I shall probably say from absolutris. I don't even know how I actually want to conceive of how I want to think about the generator. The generator will be something like the source. Import generators and I say random org. And my generator's random org code is like this. So it uses a logger, some debugging API key. Here, look at this. This is important. So it has a function source pop. If name is main, then do something. debug logger info. I need to see about Python logger thing. Logging. Logging debug. That's the levels. Okay, debug here. Okay, so I'm debug function. Good, it's okay. So I'm invoking it correctly. I'm invoking the log to debug level. But maybe my logger configuration, my logging config, but it's set to debug. So here file handler. Okay, wait, no, it's contract. Root file handler is debug, custom file handler is error. This is good. So I'm on debug level, so it should be good. So it should do nothing if I import it. Is that true? From absolutris import generators as R. Ha. Okay, maybe this is bad. Yeah, this is okay. But why did it start? Okay, because I'm executing it as a main. Am I? Okay. It's been a while since I've worked on this, and I might be somewhat confused here. I don't know properly how to import my own modules here. Import logging config. Okay, import generators. Okay, but let's assume this will work, and that here we can say generators random org pop was the function pop. What does the function pop do? I don't know what it does, but I use it. Yeah, it pops a number. It basically gets a number. Okay, and then we can them something like breakpoint to debug this and see this. Import generators random org. Okay, it doesn't like it. Okay, so what if I say just import generators? There we go. Yeah, what we see here are messages from the random org thing where it's prefetching a buffer of random numbers. That's okay. But other than that, we can now say generators random org pop. Ha! Why not? Name is not defined. I thought I defined it. I'm confused. I'm confused, guys. Hello, Firestick and Leonardo, welcome. Is Python easy to learn? Yes, Python is easy to learn, but hard to master, as you see. Why is generators not defined? I just imported it, no, didn't I? Why doesn't it know generators? Name error, name generators is not defined. Or did I mistype it? Generators. And it worked. From absolutris import generators. So why does it not find generators? This is awkward. I think it's something with my module. Generators module. Generators module has this thing. This is my generators module. And do I need an init? Here, this is maybe why it doesn't find, because in my init of absolutris, I probably also need something like a thing here. From absolutris input generators. And why do I exactly need it here? Let's see. There we go. Now it's without error. Yeah, good. It's good, it's good, it's good. And then we can say hello. Not defined, still not defined. What the hell? Config is not defined. I am very confused. Ah, we are in the module config loader. Ah, that's why. That's why. Why am I having a breakpoint in config loader? Do I have a breakpoint here? I don't. I need to close the door and the washing machine. So, hello. What is in generators module? Yeah, I wish I knew what is in generators module. I made it so convoluted. Is there a tree command here? Ah, there is. Yeah. Okay, so there is generators with a pi cache. Okay, but generators. Okay, and how do you say tree? Display files. Okay, so I make this. Okay, here is our tree. So generators has a random org pi module and init pi module. That's what it has. And the generators init pile is basically just this, that of all the modules here I import only the random org. So basically the generators should behave like a Python module by having this input, and it only knows a random org. Ah, maybe I need to say from absolutris random org import everything, right? But that's not the right, it doesn't feel right. Well, and random org mod and the random org pi is the module itself, which has basically this the function pop defined, and I use the function pop here in this demonstration, which pops a number from the buffer, which is okay, which works. So if I run the generators module itself, I mean the random org module itself, it works, kind of works. If I go to cd generators and I say python random org pi, then it works. I mean it needs this queue empty is like the queue of random numbers is empty. It needs to prefetch from the server, and once it has done, it will output a number every 10th of a second or something. So the module random org pi works and can be used. It can be used, but if I import it, the strange thing is that when I import it, why does it... this print, that's why it print QEmpty. It should not print this, it should not print here, it should be to logger debug, it should not... Is there any other prints? Because this is terrible. Print number. Yeah, if run as main, that's okay, but otherwise it's not okay. Because like when I run Python interpreter and I say import absolutris, then it imports absolutris. Okay, and then I say absolutris. Oops. Okay. This is good. This is the random org module running somehow, which is okay, I guess. And then I say absolutris generators random org, and it is not defined. Yeah, that's correct. I missed the I here. It knows this module, okay, and it should know the function pop. Yes, a bound method. And if I say pop, it says, okay, whatever debugging messages are there into the log, and it pops the number 2, 3, or whatever. I mean, some random number of the buffer. So it generally works. So absolutris has a module generators, that has a module random org, and that has a function pop, which returns me a random number. So far it works, but I wonder now. Yeah, it's kind of a wrapper. I did this. So from the Python interpreter, I can use it. But when I try it here, it kind of doesn't do anything, which is awkward. I say import generators. And this is the entry module, so it says, okay, import generators. And then it says generators is not. It's very, but it clearly, like if I say only breakpoint, then it does these buffering log lines, which is good. It means somehow the random org module is running, because the log is clearly writing that it's fetching some numbers. And so I wonder, first of all, why am I in absolutris config loader? Why is the local name absolutris config loader if I actually am, the configuration is loaded, no? Ah, well, it isn't. It kind of isn't. I see, it isn't. Well, I'm in the context of config loader. I see. Oh, okay. Maybe it doesn't want to do anything here. But still, I mean, even being there, it imported generators, right? So it must know generators. Here we go. What does it know? It knows config parser, it knows CLI. So, okay, config parser is a different thing. I need config loader. Delete config file, path to config file. I truly am in my config loader. These are the modules and functions of my config loader module. Okay. Okay, so continue. Config deleted. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. So what if I do it outside of the context, which is weird though. Yeah, why didn't it even? Yeah, wait, this is good. This is actually good. This looks good. This looks good. So now I'm in the entry thing, and now I should see generators. Yes, here we are. It was the indentation and I still have config, right? Config object, yeah, I do have my config, and excellent. So config CLI, I see the command line arguments, which were none, so all is false, which is good. Okay. So now I finally arrived. So after almost an hour of thinking here is. I finally remembered where I am. So config, and now I should see actually also generators, which I do. And if I say generators random org pop, then I'm getting a number. Yes, good. This is good. This is exactly as wanted. So we could actually play a small routine like we have from here. We could see something like I'm not sure if it's possible to pause here. If I say, what happens if I say time is it time pause or time break? I don't know. Time pause, let's say 5 seconds. What will happen? Probably need to import time module. I better check because I am not familiar with the syntax here with the time module. time. So there is no pause, there's no break. Time sleep, that's it, that's what I'm looking for, time sleep. Yeah, so time sleep 5 seconds. If it will even, should be sleeping for 5 seconds. Needs more like, I say 15 seconds, okay. Okay, let's say 15 seconds. Okay, we can say something like logger debug, or maybe even info. Like buffering random numbers. Time 15. Meanwhile, in the background, the client will buffer random numbers, and then we end up in the breakpoint, and then we can maybe say generators random org pop something. Okay, let's see. Buffering random numbers. Then we will see these debug lines. And popping 0. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, so it works now from here. So this is good. Well, we didn't progress much, but there was a lot of confusion on my side. So now that we have access to the random numbers, we could do something with them. But I read first some comments. Well, launch date. What's the launch date for this? Well, I don't know when it's ready, and considering that I've been working many months on this and I have nothing but a random source, it's probably something like a 5 years project. But depends on how often I will get and sit down and work on this. Good. So actually what text mode. Maybe I wanted something buffering random numbers. Shall I start? And then it should actually invoke, basically instead of this pop, it should invoke another function. Yeah, I see. What I want. What I want here is probably just some text. I don't even know what to do next here. This is a cool project to get along with. You think so? Yeah. Well, I have it on my GitHub. I have it on my GitHub. You can kind of follow it, but it will not work because it requires a modified module called something like random org, the random org client. I am moment source generators random org pi. What am I importing here actually? In a random org pi, I am importing a module Erdo client, random org client, and this random org client is actually a modified thing, and that thing is not part of my absolutris project, but the random.org client is modified. I modified it because it didn't work with Python 3. Yeah, I have my own random org. So in the future, I need to clean up a little bit and maybe sub-package the Erdo client thing, because currently I don't even have it tracked in this same GitHub. So I have it as a dependency, but it's not really true because it's a, you see, it's my modified version. So there is some dirty hacks around here to make it run, and it's not really friendly for people who would be interested in taking a look at the absolutris project from GitHub. Why do you use random org instead of just built-in random function? Yeah, I mentioned it before. It's because the built-in random is pseudo-random, and I'm kind of a perfectionist. I wanted truly random numbers, but I have a possibility. I mean, my random, what is it called? My generators also have a Python generator here, which is Python's generator. And I currently fixed it to one specific seed just for fun. So it creates random numbers from this seed. And it also defines a pop function. So actually, if I say in the init absolutris import random org, I say import pygen, and then I say in the init whatever I said there was generators. Yeah, so in generators, instead of random org, I could actually also use the Python generator, which would be pygen.pop, and then we could have so my idea is that this Tetris is highly configurable, and you could pretty much configure any random source you want. So you can, if you want, you can use random.org with true randomness. You can use the Python's generator, which is kind of strange. It's at popping 5. what if I say, and you can write your own engine generating random numbers. Tors pygen pop here. So with pygen I'm using a Python's generator. This is not fetching any new random numbers, whereas when I use random.org, it will eventually, random.org, it will eventually have to prefetch more numbers. When it runs out of one extending buffer, there we go. Yeah. Whereas when I'm popping Python, when I'm popping numbers from the Python generator engine, it will never request more from. So yeah, it's okay. So you can use whatever random number generator you like, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, random number generators here in my generators module have to be just defined in such a way that they have a pop function to pop a number. But I'm also aware that many Tetris engines actually have these bags where you have like, okay, you have a bag of 7 pieces where you have every piece type, so it's guaranteed that there is at least one long bar in the bag, and you draw it from a random sample or a random sequence from the bag, and once the bag is empty, then you get another batch of 7 pieces, and so there is a limited so the Tetris droughts where you are waiting for a long bar to come is limited, because it must be in each bag. So I could implement something like that later with another random engine. Currently I have pseudo-random or true random numbers, which can have any droughts, but that's not the point. I mean I don't want to focus too much on this bagging thing right now. Well, although I could. I was more trying to do the pieces, or somehow I don't know. I don't even know how to continue the programming now, because I have the idea of creating a core Tetris engine which would work completely independent of any graphical user interface, and only write an API for it, and later I would write the Pygame UI around it, communicating with through the API with the Tetris engine. So Barkas says, by the way, if you need some reference, you can check my implementation. It got me hired in Yggdrasil game dev company. Ooh, congratulations, Barkas. Yggdrasil game development company. Yggdrasil Gaming. Wow. What sort of games do you make, guys? Medusa, football, jackpot. Okay. Oh, lots of games they have published. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to pursue my own idea of Tetris. I don't know if it's most efficient or not. Maybe I'm like doing it super hard and super complicated, or unnecessarily complicated and over-engineered. I have seen some guys programming Tetris, and for example, I didn't like how they made the Tetris pieces. They were basically a like the rotation of the pieces. They kind of defined every rotation as a matrix of bits, which I find is unnecessary. I want to have the Tetris pieces defined in a different way so that I could compute their rotation. And I was even thinking long and hard whether there is a way how to even generate tetrominos, because there's a limited amount, right? If you want tetrominos of 4, there's only so many. Then mathematically you get exactly the tetrominos you have, but you just have to have a good algorithm without duplicates, and still having these enantiomorphs like S and Z and L and J piece. I'm really not sure how to write such an algorithm which would find me duominos, triminos, tetrominos, pentominos, and so on, such a general algorithm. So I was thinking many days and nights about it, and I just couldn't come up with an idea. So maybe I'm a bad programmer or a bad mathematician or a topologist or whatever you need for it. So I decided to define tetrominos my way, which currently are not here even written. But so nothing's written yet. I have it in my previous branch of this, which I have abandoned because it was too tightly knit within the Pygame engine, and I wanted to make it independent in an independent Tetris engine. So I don't even know how to proceed now. So we have this starting thing. So I think we need to define something like a play field. I think I have somewhere the requirements of that I want this, but yeah, I would need a playfield. So playfield should probably be its own module. So this entry module imports generators, and it should also import playfield. And basically the playfield should be predefined in the configuration. So in the config loader, if I have my config create config file. So I have created some placeholder settings. Basics. Okay, so we can call this section playfield. And we want width of the playfield 10 and height. And there it starts. I mean, height. Usually it's 10 by 20. That's what Tetris classically is. And I'm not sure, but I think I might want to have it be possible to set it within certain boundaries. I know it massively influences the game, the feel of the game. So you kind of want these playfield dimensions also hard coded, because if it's something else than 10 by 20, then it doesn't really feel Tetrisy, or it feels less like a classic Tetris. But okay, let's have it in this configuration file. As 10 by 20, and I will need some lines above as ghost lines, basically, where the piece would actually spawn. So I need some extra lines room of spawning the piece. It depends on the implementation of Tetris, right? There is I keep watching this CTWC Tetris matches. I'm completely hooked, and I see them play this, and I see that the pieces actually spawn in row 20. For me, row 20 is the top row. But I've seen Tetris implementations where you have like full 20 rows of playfield, and the piece spawns just above the 20th row. So technically you'd have something like 22 rows. But I'm not sure what but maybe because if you have 20 rows, then you have actually only 18 rows where you can play it. It kind of robs you of 2 rows. I don't know what should I do, but that's why I want to make it configurable, that the users and players could actually configure whether they want 20 rows or 22 rows. So let's say we have this playfield of 10 by 20. This is not necessary. I need something like So is there anything else I want the playfield? Yes, I kind of want to set the spawn coordinates, no? The coordinates where a piece would spawn. Do I want that? Yeah, I want that. That's actually not a playfield thing, that's it's like a game setting or a it's not even true. You know, I was thinking in this implementation, I was thinking about levels. Like so as you progress through Tetris levels, that the game might change conditions, and one of these conditions to change is like obviously the piece dropping speed and maybe colors like it does in the classic NES Tetris, but it might also change other things like scoring and each level might have basically I like the idea that the users could write their own levels, like a exit condition, like what do you need to do to finish the level. In classic Tetris it's basically lines. You have to burn or erase so and so many lines, and then you progress automatically to the next level. But why should it be only lines which makes you progress? Maybe a certain maneuver, you can have levels, custom user levels, like okay, you stay in this level until you do a T-spin with a 2-row clear, and then only then you will be able to progress to the next level, or this level will maybe the next level might be defined as a custom level where it's dangerous. In this level you must not clear one line. If you clear one line, you have lost the game, you have ended the game, and you go to the score table then, or you know, I mean, I was imagining all sorts of level behaviors, and I'm now thinking whether the spawning place for a piece could be affected by a level. Okay, when it should be a feature of the level where the piece spawns, but maybe that's not such a good idea. Especially because it's absolutris, and I kind of want to. I have a certain imagination of how it would be controlled. So let's say the spawn place. So I make it like a game setting. Is it a game settings or general settings? Game setting. Hello, why is it not working? No, okay. It's dangerous because then actually the spawn row depends on the piece. Like an I piece is spawned one row higher than an L piece and stuff. Okay, never mind. Ha! No section game. Why does it have no section game? That is correct. It does have no section game. Now it has one. No section basics. And again, it is absolutely correct. Because why would it have section basic, right? Where do I even ask section basic? In config read. Here in this thing. Bullshit. Haha, here we go. This is where it says get integer. Yeah, then this is not happening. Right. I understand here. Read config file. I invoke parse, and by parse I mean it has to read. So it will read from play field the thing get into width, and it will also get height. That's it. Okay, we should be good now. Which is what we are. Okay. And we have config width has no attribute width. Okay. What did I exactly say to him? Ah, self-foo, obviously. Yeah, mea culpa. Width and height. Good. Yeah, so this should... So now config width is 10 and config height is 20. Yes, so now we have here these numbers. And we should probably get rid of this routine to load the generators for now, because we don't need them. Do not import generators and buffering random numbers, and we don't need this. Whoops. Why did it do? Why does it do? Wow. It still does. Right, I mean, it does it because it obviously does it because I have it in the init. In the absolutris init, I have generators import. And do I really need that? Maybe I don't need this. Like if I comment this out, then it doesn't do this, which is good, and I still haven't configured. Yeah, and later if I'd decide to uncomment this and kind of uncomment this, and also, yeah, okay, let's see. Yeah, it works. It still works. So I actually don't need to import the generators there. And absolutris generators. Now it's not defined, so I actually need it there. Okay. Okay. Strange, why is it? If I have uncommented it, why was it not there? Aha, wait, maybe. But it imports entry. It imports entry, and with it, it imports also generators. Ah, wait. Aha, okay, I get it. Wait, maybe. Absolutris, so... Maybe I just need to say entry, or so this entry, okay. So this it has them. generators, and then I say random or pop. Good. Yeah. So what did I prove? I proved that it is not necessary to import generators here. I just import them here. Okay, whatever. Yes, but we don't want to do this for now because we are not concerned with generators so far. We will just focus on the play field for a while. Hello, Noob Muffin. Yeah, it's hard for me to really focus and stream. So what? So I have defined the play field 10 by 20. And I have these values accessible in my config module. Okay. What do I want to do now? Define the tetrominos, maybe? Or define something like the game's general loop. I think the game's general loop will be fine. Maybe I should have a command line parameter, something like run. Or game, because I want this to be basically a command line utility. Like in the end, I want this command line parameters to be somehow set up I'm not sure exactly what I wanted to use the command line parameters for, but in text mode I wanted basically to play Tetris in a text mode. Which must be awful. Maybe a useless idea. I want something like debug mode rather than text mode. Even that is not true. Like I need some sort of a front end, right? I need but I'm not sure how I should program the front end, because I want to program a Tetris core engine and then Okay, maybe I don't need a front end this quickly. Maybe I shall create a playfield then. If I create a, should I create a playfield as a separate module or not? I think I should. Because what will be the playfield composed of? The playfield should be composed of these playfield, yeah, how should I call them? Playfield pixels, or playfield, these boxes which can be either empty or filled by a piece of tetromino. So and you can imagine playfield as a matrix. But then what is the element of this matrix? It's like a container, and in this container there can be either nothing or a tetromino piece, or some sort of animation can play in this container, when you have a row clear and you want some sort of row clear effect, then you might want an animation to go to be distributed across these. But I'm not really sure how to do this. How would I eventually program row clear animations? But yeah, let's suppose that would be the feature of the playfield. Or again, if I think about my idea of custom levels, maybe do I want levels to have their own effects of row clears? I don't know. Maybe yes. Maybe the row clear effect should be a feature of the level, and the playfield should communicate with the level. Yeah, but ultimately it doesn't matter how I want this. So okay, so definitely it shall have some sort of playfield. So we create a class playfield. Okay, we create a class playfield. So we say here from absolutris import playfield, we create a playfield module. How do I do with the logging thing? Kind of forgot what. How do I do with logging? Logging and setup logging, this thing. Logging get logger, okay. Okay. All right, so play field I want basically width, height, and maybe level. Right. Okay, so now I have a rough playfield thing, and I would use it. I think we can close this now for now. So I have imported playfield module, and then I would just do something like a set which would be do I even want a playfield module? Do I want a game module? Like I want to. Depends on what I actually want, right? In the end, I want absolutris to kind of read the configuration of the config file, which is done here, and then set up a game using this configuration and run the game. And then when the game is done. Like does... but the game... It's hard because I need to distinguish. It's hard for me to separate the Tetris engine from the user interface. What I'm writing is actually only the core, and the core should do what? In the end, I want a Pygame graphic interface where I would just set whatever I want to set, playfield width, height, starting level, how much rows of garbage I want, or actually it's kind of a level setup or something like that. And then I want to run it. Okay, but since this is let's not care much about the details right now. I think we can do that later. So playfield will be our... Wait, we can't say that. We can, however, import playfield as PF. And say playfield equals hello, what happened? Playfield or even better, we can go from absolutris playfield import playfield, right? But do I need playfield as an extra module? Maybe yes, I do. Hello, Mauri. Greetings, traveler. This is... Will this even work? I don't know. I have no idea. Let me check what the import procedure must be. So I have defined a module playfield, which is here. It should work. Let me check this, if it actually does. It does work. There are no errors. So playfield is there. The question is, do I need it in the init? I may need it in the init, no? Oh, maybe I don't. This is what? This is init entry. Yeah, but I think I need it. So loader. So if I say now import from absolutris import playfield, and then I have playfield. Good. And if I didn't have the thing in the init, then I could not import it. Is that right? I have now uncommented it from the init, and I'll try again. And then I say import playfield. Then it says, oh wait, obviously, yeah. Wait, from absolutris import playfield. Then it still does that. Damn it. So I don't really need it in the init, do I? Okay. Okay. This is strange. Ah, I know what's going on. This has only an effect if I say import absolutris. Okay, I have imported absolutris, and now I don't have any playfield. Okay, so if I say dir absolutris, then I don't have a playfield. Ha! So I can't actually say absolutris playfield, and it says doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Aha. Yeah, so I have to become clear. What am I actually writing? Am I writing an executable, or am I writing a module which is supposed to be imported in a thing, and oh goodness, it's difficult because I think I want to write a module. I think I want to write a importable module which can people use as a Tetris engine if they want to write their own user interface to it or whatever, or their own scripting or with it. Right, so I want actually a module thing. Wow, this is yet another level of complexity added. Is it not? Or do I just want to... I don't know. I don't know if I want a module or a program, or write a program. Because right now I have kind of a program, right? I mean, I have an absolutris executable. It does whatever I told it to do, and it quits. And in the end, I wanted absolutris to be a Pygame implementation, so yeah. So, okay. Three. Yeah, I guess. And I guess I don't need this here. Right? Let me comment out something here in the init. It's still good. It is still good. So, hello Ed. Wie geht's? Ja, es geht gut. Aber I think I'm getting lost in details here. I take a short bathroom break. I'll be right back. So I'm back. Yes, it was big business. No, but I like these bathroom breaks because they make me kind of rethink things, and I think I have decided what I want now. I think I want to write a module here, which I will then write an interface for. So partial argument start. And program ended. So the actual use should be actually in Python. Well, yes, I will end it for now and think a little bit more about program structure. And once I'm clear about it, I'll continue in here. But thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing some time and stuff with you. I want to check this Yggdrasil Games and Barkas. Barkas has made a Tetris thing. Do they have a Tetris? No, but they probably only have got him hired. Okay, anyway, I'll see you in our next stream sometime later or in another day. Thanks for watching.